everybody, this is David Cook, aka DC3, back for video number 2 in the series, The Process. So in the first video, I really dived into the idea and the concept of really understanding why you're doing something, right? So like this can be related to anything, so everything outside of music, whatever it is that you're doing in life. This can be related, and honestly sometimes they say it's a direct correlation to the results that you get, okay? So like understanding why you're doing something, you know what I mean? It might be because you want to give back to your local community because you believe that there needs to be awareness in certain areas, and certain things need to be brought to the forefront of the local community. So there's different situations that entail different things. Another thing with the why is just that when you have a big purpose or you have a goal in mind, something that you're focused on trying to create, therefore it gives you, honestly, it like pushes you through some of those tough times. So like when I first started out with my just personal mission in life, it's to help other people become happier, more aware, or help people live happier, more aware lives. So that's my goal, has been that since I was, I think I came up with that when I was 17 or 18 years old. I came up with that, and that's going to be my life's mission, man. That's like what I'm here to do, I feel like. That's what I feel in my heart that I'm here to do and provide. So that's what we talked about in the first video. We talked about your why. Okay, so the second video, when it comes to being an independent artist, I believe that's important, is having a story, having a narrative, right? So people want to relate with you, man. Everybody's going through life. We're all going through all these experiences, all these different things are going on all the time. And so people would love to listen to music that they can relate to. Look at Drake, look at R&B music, look at all these songs nowadays that are based on love and relationships. Everybody usually falls in love or, has an intimate relationship, so everybody can relate to that topic. That's why it's such a big topic in music, and it's a powerful thing. Love is powerful, the emotion of love and intimate relationships, that's a very deep realm. So that's why there's so many songs made about it, and that's that can be a story. Of course, in our lives there's plenty of different things that go on, but most artists today in the rap genre that's mainstream, unfortunately all you really hear about is the money and materialistic living and degrading of women. And just like so it's just got to put this into your mind, man, when you're making your music. The story, right? The narrative. What is your story? Who are you? Who are you trying to become? Where are you headed in your life, right? So these are the types of things that you need to consider when you're creating your artistry, right? When you're like branding yourself, right? When people listen to your music, they're like, it's part of the whole process. It's part of a whole bigger thing. So you just want to understand that when you're going into it, the narrative and the story. This is something that I struggled with, honestly. Since I started making music, like I said, when I was 16 up through probably early 20s, and even into honestly some of my later music, that maybe I was going through stuff in my relationship or just in life. My ego was a little bit more dominant at the time. I've experienced where I've made songs that maybe aren't true to my deepest values, but maybe in that moment they were where I was at, and they were reflections of where I was at in that moment. So sometimes we just want to really know why we're choosing the story that we're choosing. And some artists don't even actually rap about or make music about things that are going on in their lives. Some are great storytellers of things that just they're putting themselves in the narrative of this person. A great example would be if you look up Joyner Lucas. He's got like a 7-minute video on YouTube, and it's like this crazy song, right? He goes into this whole narrative of how he takes this situation. I'm not exactly sure where it was, what city, but basically there was a situation where this kid was new to a school or whatever, and there was another guy there that was, like a cool guy or whatever. So the kid was like, what, I becomes friends with him. The kid let this guy into his home, and then basically what ends up happening is this guy is like in this gang, and he needed to kill this kid to be able to get initiated. Well, if you watch the video, you'll see it's super powerful, and he does both sides of the story. And so it's a super crazy, awesome, it's just an awesome story, right? And that's just what you should consider when you're making your art, when you're going about creating your music. A lot more people will be able to relate to you when you're storytelling or when you're talking about different things that are relevant in a lot of people's lives. So that's where I would go with number two. Number two, have a story, have a narrative. All right. But yeah, so that's number 2 in the process. First is your why. Number 2, have a story, have a narrative. But yeah, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave some comments below if you have any, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.